from Knit Happens Teeside for the 45th week of 2025. We had a little bit of a change of plan on Thursday and we went to a different Costa, the one we had been going to, but then where we had issues with car parking fines and things like that. It was okay. It wasn't a great deal quieter, but the one that we've been going to lately is in the middle of a very big shopping park, and going in and out of it is really busy on the roads, and the run up to Christmas is going to be really busy. So we're going to have to decide which one we're going to do and take it from there. It's more central for most of us, but not Michael, but he's okay with it, so that's all right. So Michael wasn't there on Thursday. He was away having a nice little break. And, well, most of it was nice, I think. And I might not be there this Thursday. But there will be, hopefully, some knitting news. Because there's always something going on, isn't there? But Helen was unravelling. So you know how she made that shawl? Well, I think the shawl's finished. But the bit that she needed something less stressful to do. So she brought with her the wool that she'd unravelled that she didn't like, that wasn't quite the right shade of blue. So it was a little bit duck eggy for what she wanted. So she undid that section, and like mixed in something else instead. So each section was like a 4-ply and a double knit, or a double knit with 2 strands of mohair lace. So she did very well undoing 2 strands of mohair lace and some wool with a bit of floof. Helen and Jill had been earlier in the week to do a felting class and made some little animals, and there was a little bit of a I think Helen's was supposed to be some sort of a mouse, but we weren't quite sure if it was a hamster or a guinea pig. Well, of other people as well. It had been misspecied. I am drinking proper coffee. Freshly ground proper coffee. Because of accidentally buying coffee beans. It's nice. Might do it more often. So Jill was working on a secret project, and I don't know if I can divulge that here and now. So I might not. And that's got an air of suspense to it now for you. What else has she done? Oh, she was wearing her socks. She said, "What, you want a photo of me, Fee?" I was like, "Yes, of course I do." Fee's still in France, but she's made this scarf. So my knitting has gone rather backwards, but I'm on the right track now. So we have, I have to stop saying so. This is the front. It'll just be needing something in here, I think, because I don't want it right up against my neck. It will naturally probably drape a bit anyway. Or it depends how far you sew the shoulders, doesn't it, really? Whether you get that going on. And I'm just knitting on the back stitches to get them ready. That's the back of it. So I want that to be at least about 1.5 inches or 2 inches higher than the front, because all the stooping over I don't like things that are not they need to have that shaping, short row shaping or whatever, depending on the garment, it needs to be high. For me, it needs to be higher at the back than the front. So I think I've got to do a little bit more on that. And that's in Jaeger, discontinued Jaeger. Oh, what is it? Luxury Tweed, I think it's called. And I'm making this for the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run. And it has to be done by the end of the month. But the sleeves, hopefully the sleeves will go right first time, and then it'll be okay. And I'll get it done. I am wearing Eventide by In Young Kim. So this has got proper neck shaping, and it's got these little motifs all the way around. It was in a pom-pom magazine. Start with these shapes, and I may have, because my attention might not have been quite the same. I don't know if it was or not, but I decided how many motifs was going to be the right width. You can't see it properly, can you? But then I can talk to you like this. That's my t-shirt hanging out. So you do knit them on as you go. They get knitted on. So you start there. And it's very much like that shawl, the Stephen West shawl that's just finished. In fact, I really like the design. I didn't make it. I have no wish to make it. It's way, way too big for me. I would have to make it on a really small needle. But I do like the design. So, and well done to everybody who completed it. Because I do think that mine had been left behind if I'd have started. Something funny happened the other day. Now, if you live in Darlington, you'll have heard about the Darlington nurses case. Which is, some guy at Darlington Memorial Hospital decided that he was, some man decided he was a woman, and they let him in the women's changing rooms, and 20 or more women complained, and the directors and managers of the hospital decided that, well, you can just get changed somewhere else then, you women. And so they've took their bosses to a tribunal. Now, I know some of my viewers are in America anyway. They probably wouldn't have heard about this if it wasn't for me, or anywhere else they might go on the internet. And I was in Darlington on Saturday, but I wasn't in Darlington for quite this case. But why I'm telling you about that is that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So a couple of weeks ago, you will have seen that I was outside cheering them on, cheering the nurses on, because they were going in and starting their tribunal. So it's supposed to end tomorrow, and let's have everything crossed for a good result that sets precedence. Because it can't be that like one man's hurt feelings are above women's actual existence as women that need spaces that are single sex, based on sex, not how you feel. Right. That was a nice rant. It could be a lot worse. So on Saturday, I went to Darlington because I have a friend there who wanted some help getting some signatures on a petition. So there was 4 of us standing outside the Dolphin Health Centre because they are going to be spending like 20 million or something like that. And they're going to have interactive darts and crazy golf and things like that. Now, they have a gym in there. It's the council-run leisure centre. And it's a very good one. They've even got sort of like a cafe bar, restaurant place too. That's very nice, that we went in for a coffee afterwards. So the gym section has male and female changing. But the swimming baths has a changing village. I don't know why they call it a changing village, but that's what it is. So last week she was there as well, and last week there was a teenager arrested for trying to take photographs with his phone in the changing rooms of women or girls. And there have been other cases in that very place and many other cases all over the country and probably all over the world if this is what's happening. Because no, not all men are perverts, but perverts will take every opportunity to go and do these things. One of them had actually hidden a camera in an air vent at that Darlington place. So we were getting signatures together because we thought if there was that much money being spent, they could sort the changing rooms out and make them safer for women and children. So there was 4 of us standing outside and there wasn't very many people passing by, and there was people coming out and we weren't sure what we could say in front of little children. So I looked over and there's the taxi rank. So there's a big long line of taxis and there was 3 men stood talking. I thought, I'll go and ask them. So I went and told them. I said to them, "Good afternoon." They looked at me like that and explained what we were collecting signatures for. So they all signed it and said, "Go down the road because they'll all sign it." And they did. So I got about 8 signatures straight off. And they said, "Oh, we'll sign anything because we don't like the council. They hate us, we hate them." So yeah, Darlington Council's got a lot to be desired. Anyway, Darlington's kind of 40-minute drive for me, so it's not too far. But I do suspect things are going on closer to home. Now, we're having a leisure centre built, and as far as I know, the toilets are going to be correct. Let's hope. Right, sorry to bore you with all that, but you know, the reason I'm telling you about that is because, you know, when you do that middle-aged thing where you walk around with your phone unlocked. When we were getting back in the car and I heard it ringing my phone, and I've been putting my things in the boot and my phone was ringing. I was like, oh, I've rung somebody. Who have I rung? Well, somebody had just messaged me to ask me, Simona, who is Recycled Yarn Company. She had sent me a message to ask me if I was going to speak about Game of Wool. And I'd accidentally called her and she answered her phone. So it would be rude, wouldn't it, to hang up? And there was a camera so I could see her, and I said, "Hang on a minute, I'll put my camera on." So we had a little couple of minute chat, and she said she would have understood had I hung up on her, but it was funny. It just tickled me. So I said hi to Simona, and I think she's in, did she say she was in Michigan? She said she was in, just like that, as I'm driving along in the car and talking to somebody in America. I just think it's fabulous, that, isn't it? Must have been a good connection where I was then. Anyway, so no, I wasn't going to, well, I don't know if I was going to talk about Game of Wool, because I do like to be educated on the things that I talk about, and I haven't watched it, and I have no plan to watch it. And it's not because I'm a knitting snob. I think that some of those contestants, from what I have heard, are probably very, very good knitters. I don't think you can judge knitters. I don't think you can suddenly say that you've got Britain's best knitter when you've chucked somebody out who's steeked, who's attempted to steek, and kept somebody in whose neck was too small. Now, these are just the things that I've heard. But the main reason, I'm sure you can guess if you know much about me, the main reason I wasn't going to watch it was the presenter. So Tom Daley, I have seen footage of him saying trans women are men. Now, if you're not up to date on all of this, trans women are men. Trans women, what they call trans women, are the men that say the women. So trannies, basically. And he has said that. And I find it deeply hypocritical that he is... I mean, I have no problem with people's sexual preferences. No problem whatsoever. Do what you want. Even be what you want. Wear a dress if you want to wear a dress. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to think that you're a woman. Anyway, he doesn't, but he fully 100% condones this kind of carry-on. Though, when he came to wanting children, he knew damn well what a woman was. And that's my problem. And, well, it's not my only problem. I think that people, even if people don't mind about that, I have seen that people find him irritating too, which I kind of always have. I've got kind of like inbuilt litmus. A litmus test for people, especially men. I think it comes from having a dreadful ex. It's like that Joy, I don't even know how to say the name, Joyline Morn. All you have to do is watch him speak to think. And he calls he's a lawyer and he's an extreme left, and he calls himself the Good Law Project, which is kind of wrongly titled in my opinion. Anyway, this is about knitting, isn't it? And I've told you about this. Did I tell you about this? Because I have started a couple of times because everything was going wrong. My tripod, I think I need a new one because it's not a tripod. It's not propped properly and it won't stay put. And I know it's okay for you, but it's not okay for me to like mess about with it. And then my lens was dirty, and then my coffee was cold, and then I had a hot flush. My hair's a bit damp because I've been in the bath this morning, and then a parcel came, but I've got one of them doorbells, and I said, "Oh, I'll just put it behind the gate," and he didn't. He put it underneath the van. So I don't know if the sound's not very good, but it was really good on Halloween, because on Halloween I was going, "Who goes there?" through the doorbell to the little kids. I didn't hear any screams, so I think they were all right with it. Oh, talking about little children, I have been requested to knit a Christmas cardigan for my little granddaughter, who's 10 months now. So she's doing a lot of this, and she pulls herself up on the furniture, and she's very sweet. Even if she's tired, she doesn't particularly get grumpy. She's very chill and very smiley little baby. Anyway, they want something like this. So I'm thinking, I'm not doing white, I'm not machine knitting it. I said, well, that's a machine knit, I'll be hand knitting it, and I'll probably use cream instead of white because I think I've got cream. I need to fathom out how much I need, because I don't think I've got loads of like little bits of cream, and none of the cream matches except for the acrylic stuff I've got, and I didn't really want to use that because I've got some sort of baby merino, cashmerino and things like that. So I'll also work out how to do the lettering, and we'll have to test for colour fastness, and I do think I might be able to do nicer lettering than that, hopefully. Now, what else do I have to chunter on about? Now, if you haven't already turned off, oh, and if you're new, because I did have just a little handful of new subscribers this week, and I do sort of every week. There's only like one or two, something like that. It's very poor. So I am very grateful when you do. So I'm up to a nice round number of 360. So it's not many, is it? But I enjoy doing this, and it's not a grift. It's just like what I enjoy doing. So you know that I have started to spin. And the first spinning item I ever bought was this drop spindle, which is bottom weighted. So I've done a little video of me using this. This is the first time I've had a go at the drop spindle, apart from when I bought it, which was over 15 years ago, because I really didn't spin much of anything, and I haven't watched any videos, but I've started spinning on a wheel, haven't I? So I thought, oh, it's Friday afternoon, I'll just have a go, and it seems to be going all right, and it's the spinning wheel experience that's sort of helped me. So this is obviously a bottom weighted one, and it's got a little notch at the top, and you make like a half hitch as far as I know. So I'm making this up as I go along, spinning it clockwise, because that's what I do on my spinning wheel. This is the like roughest, most dreadful fleece just to have a go. So if I can get this to do something.
It's kind of, it's quite good. It's it forever though. Some people only use these, don't they? So I'm just spinning it clockwise and that twist is going up until it gets to, well, if you were a tall person, that'd be alright, wouldn't it? Till it gets pretty long. About there. And then don't let the twist back out again. So that's all the twist. I'm going to undo this. And then, without letting the twist out, roll it up. You can go up and down so you can see what you've got. So another half hitch at the top. And start again. Oh, that takes some pulling out. Keep going clockwise. It's not going to be neat. Let the twist go up. Pull it a bit, let the twist go up. One more twist for good luck. It does spin for quite a while. So without letting the twist out of this hand, I'm going to undo that. And wind it up, if the cat lets me. Wind it up. So you have to leave enough to make your next hitch. Which is kind of like a twisted loop.
All you have to do is sort of do like a half hitch at the top. I can't remember how I did it, but it went all right anyway. So I've never been able to get away with this. And I had watched videos years ago, but then I bought the spinning wheel and then I didn't use that. So it sort of went a bit by the by. Twist it back on itself. So that's just one twist. Now, I know I haven't spun much, but it did go all right. And probably the reason that I haven't spun much is because it was this that I was trying to spin, which is, well, I think it's, I've got a bag full of bits that came from Maggie's stash, if anyone knows who Maggie is. And she's experimented with natural dyes, but it's all matted. This was about the best, which isn't too bad, but it's not ideal for spinning. So that's what I did with that. Now, if I do go away this week, I might take it with me, because I'm not taking a spinning wheel, but I will be taking knitting. And I might be going away, and I might go around Derbyshire somewhere, but we'll just have to wait and see. I've got like a little motorhome. It's quite funny. Because I told them that knitting had come in the motorhome, and then Michael hadn't seen it before, and he came out the door and went, "Oh my God!" What? I said, "It's massive!" But it's not actually, it's like a cube. It's kind of like tall from behind. And the bed's above the cab. But it's not that big. And it's nice to drive. It's easy to drive. And it's only about the length of kind of like your transit van, so it's easy to park. Quite. It's got great mirrors on it. Much better than a car's mirrors. I don't think I'm going to watch the game of wool. I am seeing what, because it's the places you go, isn't it? I am seeing what people are writing about it. And what I do want to say about that is, last year on my birthday, I do sort of subscribe to Gilpin's newsletter, because I have made one of her jumpers oak, and she's a really nice lady, and they have these little courses, and now I found out the information about it. It was £75 for about 4 hours, but you got a little free pattern, some cake and coffee, and we did a little bit of knitting. And I think I bought her book, and I think she probably signed it for me. I'll just go and get it. I thought my chair felt funny. This book, Gansey Knitting, which she's quite an expert on, and they've curated the national collection of Ganseys, I think. Yes, Happy Knitting Annie from Di and Sheila. Oops. With a little Gansey star at the bottom. So that was really pleasant. I did enjoy it. Her lamb's wool or whatever it's called, is beautifully soft, and the oak sweater is 2 strands, so it's quite thick, but it's not thick and stiff. It's just wonderful, but it's so warm that it's your coldest weather sort of garment. Now, these TV companies charge in and say, oh, we'll do this and we'll do that, and we'll have Tom Daley presenting, and we'll have all this beautiful, wacky, like giant knitting and all the trends and things, which is, it makes it a visual impact and makes it interesting maybe to people who aren't knitters, but some of the garments I think would not really attract people to seriously knit, or they could maybe start there and then move on to nicer designs. But there's so much out there. So I think actually it's like a little bit, I'm not glad that it's getting flack. Not at all. There was a knitting show a good few years ago, and being a knitter, it's quite disappointing, isn't it? That when they actually bring a knitting show out and they can't really do what knitters want on the TV. Well, they can. There's been things on Country File and other shows, little sections about knitting that have been sort of far better. And I think obviously there's all the podcasts and that. So I don't think that we need to rely on the TV, which is precisely why it was the final straw, and I have just cancelled my TV licence last week. And I thought, no. I never turn it on. And if it goes on, I usually watch YouTube. I watch all kinds of things on YouTube. I watch street auditors. I watch true crime. I watch knitting podcasts. I watch personal vlogs. I watch tiny houses. There must be more things. There's a really good one. Let me find it. Yeah, one that I found quite recently is called Scammer Payback, and it's great. You know, when there's scammers on the phones and they're getting people to go to the bank and draw out money and like send it to them, or drop it off and things like that, and people are completely taken in by it. They intercept, and actually when the scammers try to scam them, they'll scam them back. So they'll have something open on the computer so that the scammer can access all your details on your computer. But what the Scammer Payback team do, because they're like a bunch of turned on geeks that know what they're doing, they reverse it and they go into their computers and they access all the CCTV and all the computers, and they can watch the other person's computer screen, and they can watch what they're doing through the CCTV, and they can watch them for months, fathom out the names of them all, and then communicate with them and on the phone and say, well, you with the stripy top on. Yeah? Gabriel with the stripy top on. What do you think about this? I was just like, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, because I watch a lot of YouTube, I watch a lot of different things. And it depends what I'm in the mood for. But I did watch quite a few of them when I found them, and found them really great. Where they saved people have life savings, and they're in these... they're in different countries, in poorer countries, and that's what they're making a living out of doing, driving around in flash cars and all the rest of it. Right, well, you've had quite a lot of waffle this week and not a lot of content. Sorry about that. But yes, I mean, time to get things done. I shall have to knit on the train tomorrow, going up to Newcastle. Yeah. Might start my baby cardigan. I mean, I've still got them knitted trousers. I think a request is better, because I could knit away lots of baby things, and I did do a few things at the very beginning when she was tiny, and I don't know if they were worn or not, because I don't see her like every day. I see her more or less every week. And I don't want to waste my knitting time knitting things that aren't going to be worn. So a request is better, isn't it? A little stroll around the garden. It's a bit messy. Oh, somebody behind me. I think I could put that washing line away. I'm not using it anymore. This is the greenhouse. Some of these will be over winter to keep them from getting frosted. Got some big trees. I think they should be ready really. It's nice, isn't it? I need to tidy up. Such a lovely colour. This is the medlar tree. It's very squishy. You just eat that. I think I'm done. Gone a bit dark. Anyway, more news. Maybe next week.
Oh, went to Lord and got some yarn.